Okay, let's jump into YouTube advertising. This is an introduction into YouTube advertising. I think it's really important for you to understand that this is not a comprehensive course on advertising, because if it were, this would be its own module. There would be 15, 20 different tutorials. This is an overview. It's a way for you to feel comfortable in getting started for doing YouTube ads. So it's not intended as a deep dive. It's not intended to be the only training you get if this is your full-time profession or your full-time niche is doing YouTube ads, okay? So please explore the extra resources in this section to round out your knowledge. And if you're going to niche into this type of service, then we suggest you spend a lot of time doing ads for yourself before adding this service on to what you offer your clients. We also have some preferred partners for this, and I'll talk about those at the end. But let's have fun. I enjoy going into YouTube advertising. Let's take a look. Now, if you're going to do this for a lot of clients, you might want to consider creating a manager account. This is a little bit like Business Manager inside of Facebook. It's a way for you to have one dashboard with all your clients and all the ads right there. So if this is your thing, then I would start here. Now, the nice thing about YouTube is that they have this beautiful section that explains all the advertising, how it works, making a video ad, getting the results that you want, the pricing, and a whole bunch of success stories, resources, including a phone number. Hello, a phone number. So it's a very exciting thing to be able to get help and have people walk you through setting up your account, creating your first campaign, all of that. So it's really, really great. So you can go there and you can talk to a real person and start working with YouTube advertising. They have some great success stories, so you might want to go take a look and just see what the video ads look like and see if it works for you and your clients. So before we can actually get into the whole thing about YouTube ads, there are some things that have to be hooked up. The first thing you're going to need to do is link your Google Ads account to your YouTube channel. Now, in case you're wondering, Google AdWords is now called Google Ads. So it makes sense, but sometimes it's hard to get used to it. And you'll see in a few more slides that they haven't changed out all the wording yet either. So if you're completely, absolutely new to Google Ads, then like I said, you can start at ads.google.com. Or you can just go ahead and sign into your Google Ads account, and then in the top right-hand corner, click Tools, Setup, and then Linked Accounts. And this is how we're going to start this process to link your Google Ads account to your YouTube channel. So you'll scroll down that page and you'll find a little box for YouTube. When you open that up, there's a little details link. When you open that up, if you already have channels that are connected to your ads account, they will be there. But if you don't, this will be blank and there will just be that little blue plus icon. So you can click that, and then you can search for the YouTube channel that you want to connect to this ads account. So you can just go to your channel, or if you know the URL, you can go ahead and get it. And then it will pull up the channel, and now you have to tell YouTube and Google Ads if you own this channel or if somebody else owns this channel. So if you're doing this for a client, you could say someone else owns this channel, and then definitely read everything on this support page about this particular thing. But basically what happens is that you send a request, or Google Ads sends a request to the owner of the YouTube channel to give them permission for you to hook it up to your ads account. So the request will be sent out to email. The client will have to approve it. So keep that in mind if you're going to be doing it this way and working with clients. Now, if you own the YouTube channel, you just click I own it, you select the one that you want, and you say okay. Check to make sure the name is good. Make sure you click all of these boxes because you want to be able to see this data and to be able to pull reports that have this data. And then you'll see the AdWords account linking. Notice they have AdWords here. They haven't traded out those names yet, but it's the same thing, Google Ads. All right, so now if we go back on Google Ads, we'll see these channels or a channel that we've added that is connected now to Google Ads. Now we have to go to Google Analytics. We're still hooking things up, people. And we're going to do Google Ads linking inside of Google Analytics for the domain that is using the YouTube channel. All right, so let's do that one more time. So you have to already have access in Google Analytics to the property, the domain that you have analytics for. And then you can go in, and if you have the correct access to this property, then you'll be able to click Google Ads linking, and you will be able to hook up Google Ads linking to analytics. Whew. Okay, now those are all hooked up. The next thing you need to do, now you can do this step here, or you can do this at any point, even after you've created the campaign for the ad, and that's the actual video ad that's going to go on YouTube. So here's some general video creation tips. First of all, this is an ad, so you need to script it. You need to know exactly what it's going to look like. If you're on screen, you need to make sure you have excellent professional lighting and sound. And if this is a voice over slides or something, make sure the audio is just excellent. Again, this will make or break the first 10 seconds of people watching your ad. So you really want this ad to be just brilliant. So you can spend some time at this point and really create this ad and at this point, or you can do it later, and I'll show you how that works in just a minute. So now we're going back to the Google Ads dashboard, and we are going to click to add a new campaign. And from this point on, it should look really familiar to you if you're doing any Facebook ads or any Twitter ads or any type of ad system, because this is pretty much standard for the way things go. So first we're going to start a campaign, and that campaign includes a goal. And this should look very familiar to you too. Look at that. Leads, website traffic, brand awareness. Looks familiar, okay? But what happens is not all of these can be used on YouTube in a video ad. So the fun part is you can click through all of these if you want and find the ones that do have video, and leads do, website traffic does, product and brand consideration does, brand awareness and reach does. So if you click, let's say, website traffic, it opens up a second row and it shows you all the different types of ads you can create. And in this case, we're creating video for YouTube. Then you can give the campaign a name, give it a budget, and you can do that with a date, start and end. You can do it right away and just have it run forever. You know, this should look familiar, and you should be able to adjust everything you need to adjust. Bidding strategy, maximize conversions. I think that's really good that Google Ads helps in this, and I suggest you keep it that way for a while. The networks, YouTube videos, this is where we want it to go. We don't want it to go on the display network. And there are some types of goals that you can't display on the display network. So as you're looking at those goals in the very beginning, you can click through them to see what networks are available for you to put these ads. But we just want it on YouTube, and so we'll just keep going with that. And then you can select the languages and the locations. And just so you know, you can just select the United States and Canada if you're doing it here in the US. But the trick is if you want to add Australia, as soon as you add Australia, it unselects the United States and Canada, and you'll have to add the United States and Canada individually after doing that. Just a little tip. Now, this part, there's a lot of news currently, and maybe now, whenever you're listening to this, the news is gone, but there is a problem with where ads are placed and the quality of the videos they're being placed on. So this is YouTube's attempt to try and sort that out, and they have these different types of categories to exclude the most bothersome types of content that advertisers don't want to have their ads right next to. So basically you can look at each of these, but the standard one is probably good for most everyone. Now this next slide here might be missing when you come and do this. I don't know, they might have redesigned that whole area so that these things are a little bit more integrated. But you can also select these things and make sure that your ads are not on topics or videos with these topics. All right, on to happier things. So now we get to do the ad group. Okay, so we have the campaign. We said all the things we did for the campaign, the budget and the dates and all of that. And now we're going to do an ad group. Now, if you've done Facebook ads, that should sound familiar. So inside the ad group, we have demographics, and you can see there's some great demographics here. Notice that the household income is only available in some countries. So if you're looking at this from somewhere else, you might not see this in your view, but for here in the US, we have it. Then you're going to select your audiences. Now this is a very interesting interface because there are 3 tabs: search, browse, and ideas. So search, you can go ahead and you can actually use search to find the categories of audiences that you want this ad to be seen. You can also browse, but the interesting tab is the ideas. Now the ideas are ideas that YouTube itself and Google itself suggests. So you can go through those and add the ones you want, and you can and whatever you have selected goes onto that right side. Then you can choose by keyword. Now the interesting thing about keyword is on the right side you'll see the icon for a URL, a link. You can actually put any website here. So if you were looking for keywords in your industry, you don't necessarily have to put your website here. You can put anybody's website that you know has excellent content, excellent SEO, everything's like really taken care of. You can put that link there, and then the keywords that are appropriate for that URL will show up, and you can hit the plus icon and add them to the left. And then you'll start to get a list of keywords that are being drawn from that URL that you put in there. It's really, really quite brilliant. You can also create this audience by topic. So you can run through here and all of these open up, and they have levels within levels, and you can select as many as you want or try to stay to a tight target for this particular ad group. Placements. This is where it gets really, really interesting also. So look on the left side where it says YouTube channels. So you can actually open up the YouTube channels that have to do with your main keyword or are associated with your keyword, and YouTube will let you select the channels that have to do with all of that. So your ads would be playing on a Social Media Examiner video or a Billie Jean video. So very cool. So think about looking at that, and also if there are particular videos that you just really want to be on, like your own, then you can select YouTube videos and then put the video that you want it to play on right there. Cool, huh? All right, so this is where if you decided to skip over creating your video, the actual ad part of it, you can skip over that, and it saves this whole campaign as a kind of draft, and it waits until you actually create the ad. Okay, but here you can see the whole review of everything that we just selected through this. So now let's say a week later you actually created the video and you're ready to put it inside the campaign. Remember, when you set up the campaign, kind of put the dates for a particular time to give you a chance to create the ad, but it still won't run without the ad. All right, so this is the interface for putting the ad together. There's going to be the destination URL, the display URL, the call to action, and the headline. And some of these are very helpful and some of them are a little odd. So we'll see how they look and see what you can do with this. So on the left side, you'll see how these things look on desktop and where they show up. Notice that the display URL is on that it's sort of like a, it's called a, what's it called? It's called a overlapping banner. And so you can see how that's on there, and you can also see how it is on the right side in the column where it has the actual ad, the image, and the call to action button. And the call to action button is very limited. You only get 10 characters for this thing. So it's really hard to find a really good 10 character call to action. And the headline training, you only have 15 characters, so that's even harder really to it's a very, very big challenge. Now, if your channel image is not what you want to show up on these overlay ads, then you can upload a different image where you can see my profile image there with the red sweater on. Now on the right side, you see what it looks like on mobile. Now on the left side, remember this is on desktop. Do you see how that overlay banner covers up some of my thumbnail text? So that really doesn't look very good there. But on mobile, that's dropped below the video and everything shows up. So you might need to think about that as you're building the thumbnail image on the YouTube video and where the text is because of these overlays. After you've added that ad and filled all that stuff out, you can add another ad group. You can add another ad to the first ad group. It's just, again, like any other ads interface. And then when you're on Google Ads now, you can go and look at all your campaigns, and you can filter for just video campaigns, and then only the video campaigns will show up on that left column. And if you click one of them, all the data about the ad will be in this space here. It's very data rich. You will be able to see which keywords are working for you, which placements are working for you, all of those things. And it's thick with beauty in terms of analytics. So it's very exciting if this is your thing.